The tier list is becoming popular. You might have seen fancy sports cars, or cute puppies, or even superhero movies. But today, we're gonna put Pokemon to the test, and not just the Pokemon characters. Scarlet and Violet is officially over, and we're gonna review all 15 sets and put them on our tier list. Come on, follow along, and let me know in the comments how much different your list would be.
Are you ready?
On March 31st, 2023, we entered a new era in Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet. And a few things have changed. No more yellow borders. Trainer Gallery and Galarian Gallery have become illustration rare. And alternate arts are now SIRs. Now, how did we really think about all the changes in Scarlet and Violet base? We got a very cool Miraidon SIR, and one awesome Koraidon illustration. And a couple of my favorites, Drowsy IR that we seen sky high a couple months ago, and one of my favorite Slowpoke cards. Also, we got new Terra Full Art cards with the Gyarados and Arcanine EX. And we got 3 cards that tell a whole story, from the Ralts and Kirlia IR all the way to the Gardevoir SIR. And other SIRs like the Iron Trance, the Great Tusk, and the Spidops were not all that great in my opinion. And the top card being the Miriam, an IR and an SIR. Now, where do we put Scarlet and Violet base on our tier list? And I think at letter C right now, not the greatest, but not the worst. We did see a lot of new changes, and how is that going to affect our journey on the Scarlet and Violet? And the next set we got was Paldea Evolved. And this is a set I really enjoyed, with 36 new stunning illustration rares, like the Sprigatito and that amazing Raichu. And the Tyranitar V, one of my favorite illustration rares. And of course, one of the most expensive IRs, a Magikarp. And no, I still have not pulled it. And even the SIRs got better, with the top chase being the Iono. And the storyline continued with the Quaxly, the Quaxwell, and the Quackleval EX. Now, where do we put Paldea Evolved on our tier list? And I think right at A is where it needs to go. Paldea Evolved was pretty amazing. And then came Obsidian Flames. With 233 cards, this is a Charizard set. From the little Charizard EX to the Terra-type Full Art to the Gold Charizard Hyper Rare. And then the big dog that has been rising lately, the Charizard EX SIR. But they gave us some beautiful IRs too, like the Cleffa, that Lazy Lechonk, and probably one of the most beautiful Ninetales. Definitely some people's favorite, but I feel like there was just not enough in Obsidian Flames, and that's why it has to be a D for me. And now on to the most nostalgic set of Scarlet and Violet. We're taking it back with 151, with 151 of the original Pokemon, and also the first English set to feature God packs. A huge set with over 350 cards, with some of the most iconic IRs like the Pikachu, a confused Psyduck, and one awesome Dragonair, with some of the most famous SIR like the Zapdos EX with all 3 birds, and the amazing Alakazam. But what really made 151 extraordinary over the rest was how they did the whole evolution line, from the Ivysaur, Bulbasaur to the Venusaur, to the Squirtle, the War Turtle, and that awesome Blastoise EX. And now on to the 3 biggest cards in Pokemon, the Charmander, the Charmeleon, and the Charizard EX. In my opinion, 151 was the biggest set so far, and that's why I put it at S tier for sure. And the 5th set in our journey, Paradox Rift, an even bigger set with a total of over 400 cards to master set, with incredible IRs like the Yveltal, the Morpeko in the Candy Shop, and one of my all-time favorites, the Dangerous Groudon. Paradox Rift, in my opinion, is the most underrated set in Scarlet and Violet. We got amazing SIRs like the Altaria and the Gholdengo EX, along with the Iron Valiant EX and the Roaring Moan EX. We also got a beautiful storyline with the Plusle and Minun, with a new looking hyper rare. Now, where would you put Paradox Rift on our tier list? And for me, it's gotta be A tier for being so underrated. Now, we made it a whole year. Now it's January 26, 2024, and the release of Paldean Fates, a special set that follows classic sets like Hidden Fates and Shining Fates, with 119 baby shiny Pokemon cards, like the Charmander, the Ditto, is it really him? And it's Pikachu. And gold cards were changed once again, but it wasn't just the baby shinies that made this set so great. It was amazing SIRs like the Gardevoir EX, the Charizard EX, and maybe the most iconic card in this whole era, the Bubble Mew, and currently the highest valued card. And that's why Paldean Fates goes in our tier list at A tier, right between Rift and Evolve. Now let's continue our journey through the Scarlet and Violet era with Temporal Forces, a smaller set with 218 total cards, like the illustration rare Snom, the spooky Ghastly, and a Pokemon with a huge tongue. Connecting cards make an appearance here too, with the Sawsbuck and Deerling. And the Sawsbuck stands for Spring, Autumn, Winter, and Summer. Buck. And you got Chincino and Minccino throwing a party. And we were introduced to ancient and future Pokemon with lots of SIRs like the Iron Crown and Raging Bolt. And gold cards have changed once again. Also, a couple supporter cards I really like. And now onto the list. And this is a tough one, but C tier for now, and we might change that later on. And next we got Twilight Masquerade. And if you're enjoying this video, please smash that like button and let me know in the comments, is your list similar or do we got a difference of opinion? Now back to Twilight Masquerade with some very cool illustration rares like the Pinsir and some Sushi and a very awesome Chansey and the beloved Eevee. And Acebax made a reappearance last set in Temporal Forces. Forgot to talk about it, but they're back in Twilight Masquerade. And Ogerpons were introduced here too. These masks for some reason we're given a SIR, and Carmine and the Frog being the top chase cards. And Twilight Masquerade goes at B tier for me, right in the middle. And next, our third special set, Shrouded Fate, Percherant EX, and the Loyal 3 Pokemon. Okidoki, Munkidori, and Fezidipity EX make their appearance here. And another awesome evolution line, starting with the Duskull, the Dusclops, and the Dusknoir. But it was two illustration rares that really made this set, the Persian and the awesome Houndoom. And if it wasn't for them two cards, this set would not be all that great. And that's why I put Shrouded Fable at D tier. It takes more than two cards to make a set good. And next we got Stellar Crown, featuring over 170 cards, including Stellar, Terra, Pokemon EX cards. And a lot of this set was based on food, like the Hydrapple and Dash Bunny EX, and even a Hungry Guplin. And just like Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown had two illustration rares that made this set, the Squirtle and Bulbasaur. And we will put Stellar Crown on our tier list at have to go D tier for now. I did used to like this set a lot more. And now, this is when everything hit the fan. Surging Sparks. And the very last time we seen packs at MSRP. The 8th regular set with over 250 cards. This set, known for its tropical theme and one big Pikachu. Also had some cool illustrations, like the Doug Trio with their fancy hair, or a Slack Off that had too much to drink, and even a bug on a rug. And two of my favorites that also make one big picture, the Latios and Latias. And a set that broke the shelves, I give it a B tier, right in front of Twilight Masquerade. And then we got Prismatic Evolution, and this was a game changer. The 4th special expansion focuses on Eevee and its 8 evolutions as Stellaterra Pokemon EX cards, including the most expensive card in this set, the Umbreon EX. No illustration rares here, but there was a gold Pikachu and 32 awesome SIRs. And Prismatic will go on our list at S tier, right beside 151. And then we got Journey Together and Trainers Pokemon make an entrance. Cards now have trainers interacting with their Pokemon. Acebax are now gone, but we got nice illustrations like the Wailord or Lycanroc, and awesome SIRs like the Volcanion and Salamis EX. But where will it go on our list? Right at C tier before Temporal Forces. And with only 2 sets left, we got Destined Rival, focusing on iconic rivals, including classic duels and characters like Giovanni from Team Rocket, and 22 gorgeous illustration rares, including Misty with her Psyduck and Lapras. And SIRs were just amazing with Team Rocket's Nidoking and Team Rocket's Crobat, along with Ethan's Ho-Oh and Team Rocket's Moltres. And with all that, where do we put Destined Rivals on the tier list? A tier is where it's gotta go, right on top of Paldea Evolved. And our final set of Scarlet and Violet, not one but 2 sets put together, Black Bolt and White Flare. 2 Pokemon TCG sets released together, featuring all 156 Pokemon from Generation 5, including a new rarity BWR Black and White rarity, and the red Vertini you can get in either set, and the Black Zekrom from Black Bolt and the White Reshiram from White Flare. We also got SIR versions, along with some very nice illustration rares, including an IR that topped the charts. And with all of that, we gotta put Black Bolt, White Flare on Yep, that's right, A tier. And that is our list.
What do you think about that?
Now we got a complete review on Scarlet and Violet. And after reviewing the list, I think I might change a few of them. First, I'm gonna move Destined Rivals up to S tier, one of my favorite sets. And I'm gonna take Paradox Rift and move it down one to B tier, still a great set. Now, I think our Scarlet and Violet tier list looks really good. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments, how much would your list be different than mine? And our live stream keyword is community love. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.